without further ado, we're going to kick off with Artemis Academy. Take it away.
Okay, thank you. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. So, quick introduction. My name is Wartle. I am the co-founder of Artemis, and what we try to do is become the premier academy for Web3 education by people that actually have been in Web3 and in DeFi. So I've been in the industry since 2015, and I came across a problem of trying to find a good Solidity dev in our industry in the peak bull market, and it wasn't really possible. I put out a tweet saying, anyone who can find me a senior dev, I'll give you 100K. And there was literally no one replying to me with actually sufficient experience, but 200 people in my DMs saying, look, I really would like to become one. I'm now doing coding in like the Web2 environment, but I really can't see how I can get into this, how I can learn the resources, but also how I can work within a DAO and that sort of stuff, which is why we started Artemis. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so this is our mission, to create a sustainable end-to-end academy that enables our students success in the Web3 world. So end-to-end meaning not just learning how to code, but also learning how to work together in a decentralized environment, how to focus on the right things like security, but also things like tokenomics, economic design, that sort of stuff. We really want to ensure that our students, after graduating from Artemis, are ready to work for all the big projects that are out there, but also maybe to start their own project if they really wanted to do so. So as said, it's a big problem. This is a slide from, I think, when we were trying to start in 2021. There are a lot of like new active developers out there. A lot of people with want to get started, want to contribute to this market, but still there is. It's challenging for Web3 companies and DeFi companies, especially, to find the right amount of talent. As said, I was looking for it, I couldn't find it, and also everywhere you see, especially in this day and age, so many projects pop up that need experienced developers or well-trained developers, and they can't find those. Someone said that after an hour of auditing time, a developer's hour was the most valuable resource in this entire industry, and I would definitely agree that it is so. Okay. So yeah, we saw the rise of Web 1.0, 2.0, of course, but we really think that right now we will go to where Web 3.0, even though the recent market events have shown a little bit of volatility, but the real innovation will definitely come in Web 3.0, and we would like to educate the founders of that next wave, of the next innovation spree to come through Artemis and educate them with also the right mindset, with the right long-term vision. We also think that especially in DeFi, individuals can make such a big difference, where you, in the traditional markets, you have the Googles with tens of thousands of employees. In crypto and in our industry, you as an individual can already make such a big impact yourself. And that's why we would really like to focus on small classes, small groups of talented individuals that really can educate, instead of doing this shotgun approach where we will educate like tens of thousands of people at the same time, because then you can't really deliver the right level of education. So that's why we are launching EVM and Solidity Bootcamp at first. So really focusing on that. We are building out our educational platform to also have other bootcamps, but this is the first one that will start in September. It's going to be an 8-week program in which you will see everything dedicated to Web3. We have teachers that have been building out there for years already, that are going with you through these steps, how to become such a developer. And like our values are, as I said, we have open access, so we try to also open source most of our educational material. We try to have the highest of standards. As I sometimes also say, we want to become the Harvard of Web3 education. driven also by the community. So if you, for example, graduate from Artemis, it's not just a goodbye, right? We really would like to keep a connection with you, maybe through strategic investments in any idea that you might have in the future, but also, for example, do some things for alumni in due time. And yeah, that's what we try to do as well, also through placements that we will do with our partner protocols. We have an admissions process, so if you're interested in applying, please do so. The website is very simply artemis.education. At the top right, you see the apply button. But what we basically ask is that you give a few short words why you would like to become a student. We give you pre-work assessments to see if you are already, if you have some degree of coding experience or coding fluidity, if you have the right mindset as well. Then we will review these applications because we really would like to set a high standard, and hopefully then after the interviews and maybe a live technical challenge as well, you will be entered into the Artemis program, at which we really will also invest in you to become the best possible builder in this industry. And so it's a hybrid bootcamp, as said. We'll start in September. Duration of 8 weeks, a hybrid, meaning that we will have live classes and also async classes where you can watch a recording that we have with extra materials, of course, like it's very interactive. This to give you the flexibility to do this in combination with something else that you have going on, because we realize, especially now in this non-pool market, that people might still want to have some security of a job before they take the jump. That's why we offered that. We will focus on 15 to 20 high-caliber students, set here on the slide, to really ensure that we can give you the right quality and support. We will also give you, for example, a mentor that has been building in this industry for a while, like our angels that you saw on the slides. And what we'll cover is basically blockchain fundamentals, everything around like EVM, Ethereum, smart contract basics, how you should develop a DApp, security as well, and then also, as I said, the economical things around DeFi, around building in this space as well.
Yeah, so some of the partnerships we have, we really want to be selective with our partners to create the highest quality academy and give the students the highest quality experience. So some of them, for example, Coinbase Giving and Harmony giving out grants, so where we can sponsor students and also open source our knowledge base. And then CodePath and Fire Labs are actually pretty successful Web 2 boot camps. They've been through it before. They can really just help us create the best experience and advise us as we're building out Artemis. And then also post-graduation, we want to fully support the students, as Wardle said, fully end-to-end. So things with like New Order, where you're a founder, you can get help there as well. And then also one of the things to touch on with the partnerships is we also want to lean on to them for mentorships and things like guest speaking, which also goes into our strategic advisors and investors. I kind of like to think about it as like, how many opportunities do you have when you're trying to break into an industry to have a network of some of the top people building in the industry. So when you have guys like Zeus, Maki, Sam, Scoopy, and others, I think it's really cool that you can kind of get mentorship from them, pick their brain, get advice as you're building it out. It's really awesome. That is all. This is our website, Twitter, and all that as well. I guess we can open it up to any questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Please drop all of these links in the thread, and then I will add them when we post it on YouTube, so that everyone else can also go see your website and such as. If anyone has any questions, please drop them in the thread as well. It just keeps it nice and clean, and then we can answer them and move along quickly, because today is packed. So without further ado, Mean Finance, you guys ready to go?
Yes, we are. Let me just share my screen. There we go. I hope you can see the Mean Finance main page.
Perfect.
Awesome. So I'm going to try to make this fast since I know time is a constraint and we do have a lot of very cool stuff to show. So let's start right off the bat. I'm People Ape. I'm one of the co-founders of Meme Finance. I've come here to talk to you today about a little bit about DCA, what is Meme Finance, and show you a good live demo on how to create a DCA position on Meme Finance and how a position that has been ongoing for a while looks like and what you can do with that. So having prefaced that, I'm going to start with saying, what is DCA? DCA, or dollar cost averaging, is an investment strategy where instead of actually doing a lump sum investment, so I want to buy 1,000 USDC of ETH, instead of putting all my USDC at once, I do it over a long period of time. So for example, I buy 10 USDC every day of Ethereum, no matter what the price of Ethereum is. So this actually neutralizes the short-term volatility. What I mean by this is, so if you had bought 1,000 USDC of ETH 2 days ago, you would have less ETH as if you had bought over a period of time until today. And that is because the price of ETH has been going down right now. So you can buy more ETH with less USDC, and if you invest the same amount of USDC, you're going to end up with more ETH. So that is DCA, just to set the basis of what we actually do. And now about what is Meme Finance. So Meme Finance is a protocol that we created to automate DCA for our users. So basically, Meme Finance lets you create positions of the action of, I want to buy 10 USDC every day for 10 days. That's basically it. Like, there's no more right now. I mean, there's a lot of background on what we do and a lot of other cool shit that you can check on our docs. So that is Meme Finance. You don't have to pay for any gas fees for the swaps. You only need to pay gas fees when you deposit your investment and when you want to withdraw whatever we have swapped for you. So that is pretty cool, since if you want, you can do DCA manually. Like, you could go to Uniswap every day and swap 10 USDC for ETH. But you're going to be paying gas for every one of those swaps, and that can come into a big amount. So Meme Finance actually lets you not pay for any of those swaps gas, so it's pretty cheap for you to do DCA. So having said that, I'm going to go right now to the live demo. Here you can see the Meme Finance webpage at meme.finance. What I'm going to try to do, actually, is create a position that swaps USDC for the Optimism token. So first, I'm going to select which token I want to sell. You can see here that I got USDC selected. And now I gotta select which token do I want to receive. In our case, this is going to be OP. So I open up this model. I say, okay, I want to buy OP. This is going to show me a little graph of how the price is doing and at what rate do we take that price. Next, I gotta say how much USDC I want to invest. In my case, I want to invest 50 USDC. So there we go, I put 50. And next I just need to set when I want my position to run, when I want my swaps to happen. Right now we got dailies and weekly. This means that every day a swap is going to be executed on your position, or every week a swap is going to be executed in your position. In the future, we're going to be adding more and more lower frequencies. So you could do a position that actually swaps every 15 minutes. And that's pretty cool because you can go along with the market. Once I set what's the frequency that I want, either daily or weekly for now, I need to set for how long do I want this position to run. In my case, I could set, we have a few suggested values like 5 days, 15 days, 30 days. In my case, I'm going to leave it at 5, but you could put any custom value that we want. So I want it to run for, I don't know, 150 days, 365, like for a year. And that's basically it. That's all you need to set to create a position in finance. You'll see a little summary of what you've just set right here on the bottom, where we say like, we'll swap 10 USDC every day for you for 5 days. And the last thing that I have to do is just create my position. So I'm going to click right now on create position. This is going to open the MetaMask model. I don't know if Discord is actually going to show that. And once I click submit the transaction, my position is going to start creating. So there we go, my position was created, the transaction was already confirmed on the blockchain because Optimism is actually very, very fast. And now I can see on the tab positions, all my open positions. In this case, I only have the one that I created, USDC, ETH, 50 USDC, and it's running for nothing yet. But now I want to show you a position that has been running for quite some time right now. So I'm going to just switch a little bit my tab to show you one from our users. So here you can see another position that a user created to swap USDC for the OP token. This is the position details page where you can see a lot more details about how your position is doing. Right now we have just one graph that shows you the average price of your DCA position, which is basically at what price you see that it would have bought OP at. We got some more new cool graphs incoming where it shows you like the profit, how much OP you would have bought initially versus how much OP you are buying with your position. And then on the left, we got a little bit of the summary of our position. We got how many OP has been swapped. Got also what's the rate of the position that is running right now, how many liquidity I have remaining. In this case, like 9,000 USDC. How much I have to withdraw. You can withdraw your money at any time on finance. You don't actually need to wait for the position to finish. Like you can just execute one swap and withdraw, execute another and withdraw. There's no limit on this. There's also no limit on how much you want to invest for a position. Like if you want to do like 1 USDC every day, that's fine. If you want to do, I don't know, 1 million, you could also do it too. We have no minimums and maximums. We also show the average buy price, which is what I talk right now. And then on the right, a little bit on the bottom, you have the timeline of your position. And this is pretty cool because it shows you how your timeline has, how your positions has been evolving through time. From here, you're going to see everything that you've done to your position. If you've modified your position, if you've done a withdrawal, and all the swaps that have been executed. So you can see that this position was created 11 days ago. So it has approximately 11 swaps done for it. We tell you how much has been swapped of USDC, which is the rate that you've set, into how much OP you're getting. And we can show you the amount of USDC either at the current value or click it and it's going to show you the estimated value on the day of swap, which should be about the same amount of USDC that you're going through. And then you got a little icon where we tell you the rate that we're taking. All these rates are taken from publicly oracles. So we use Chainlink and Uniswag V3. Our whole tool is DeFi. It's permissionless. You don't need to set up an account. You just connect with your wallet. So we think that is pretty cool. We don't have anything centralized. And lastly, what you can do with your position. So as I said, you can withdraw your money. You could go into these 3 little dots and you can either change your position. This is going to let you invest more, remove the funds that you have if you want to, or either just change it to run into different parameters. You can transfer your position. This means that you transfer the position into another wallet or address or whatever. This is going to send all that is in your position. That is the funds that it currently has and the liquidity that has been swapped that you can withdraw. That is going to send it all as part of the position into the address that you're transferring. And lastly, you can terminate your position. This is going to burn it and get back to you both the funds that you have and whatever is to withdraw. So this is your position. Something very, very cool that I haven't said yet because I want to leave the best for last is that every position is represented by an NFT. Your position at the end is an NFT at its basis. You can always see your NFT. The NFT is generated on chain with ZBG, so it always has the latest information of your position. So you can see that for this one, you can see that it has executed 11 swaps. It has 169 left. What's the ID? How much has been swapped? What's the average price? How many funds are remaining? And what's the rate? Do know that if you transfer this NFT, you're basically transferring your position to another person. So your position is your NFT. We think this is a very cool way to think of NFTs other than either JPEGs or art. And this has been Meme Finance. I hope you like it. We do have our Twitter account, which I'm going to share the link on the thread. It's mean_5, Meme Finance. And just remember, guys, DCA is optimistic. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you.
I love that. DCA is optimistic. DCA is certainly optimistic. Remember, as always, T's and C's apply. This is not trading advice. Do your own research. And this is not an endorsement, but a venue for cool projects to show them doing cool things. Next up, we have Dragonia.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hey, so I'm the lead developer of Dragonia. Right now, Dragonia is live on testnet, so if you have some optimistic Kovan ETH, you can come play along with me. I'll be doing a demo of the NFT game Defend Dragonia. So Dragonia is a collection of these Dragon Trainer NFTs, and with each NFT, you get access to 30 cards and get to play Defend Dragonia. So right now I'm minting an NFT, and after this we'll get into the game. And if you need some testnet Optimism ETH, you can Google the Paradigm testnet faucet, and you can get 1 ETH there. Okay, cool. So I just minted a trainer, and now it'll take us to the game. We can turn on like the soundtrack here in the top left. Let me know if it's too loud. And then here, it will search your wallet for any trainers you own or any of these other NFT skins. So here, I'll open up my trainers inventory, and I see the trainer that we just minted. The banner updates based on your trainer's element. You can tell the element based on the background. And down here, it'll search your wallet for any board skins you own or can unlock. So eventually, I'll show you how to unlock these. But we have this cool Optimism board and deck skin we can use for the testnet. And then press duel, and it takes us into a game. So Defend Dragonia is a couple layers more complex than rock, paper, scissors. And right now, what I'm trying to do is achieve 3 of each element here under my banner before the opponent can get 3 of each element under his banner. So, of course, I'm just gonna press some cards. It's hard to concentrate while doing the demo. So my opponent got 4 earth points already, so we see that start to blink. I just hit 3 earth points, so that's blinking for me. Oh, okay, so before I noticed, my opponent got 3 of each element. and I got defeat, so we can go back and play again. I'll try to win this time. Cool, so I just got my third fire point, and we just beat this guy. So we see this claim XP button that we didn't see before. We can press this and send a transaction to Optimism to claim some XP points. These XP points stack per wallet, so you can use multiple trainers per wallet to accumulate more XP. You can currently earn XP once per day, but eventually we'll have events where you can spend your earned XP to lower your XP earn cooldown timer. So here we just claimed this XP. So if I were to play again with the same trainer, I would not be able to claim that XP. So now that we've claimed some XP, we'll load up the Dex inventory and we'll see these unlockable NFTs. So I don't actually have enough XP to mint right now, but if we did, we would mint this directly from the chain. So everything you saw was on chain except for the game state, by the way. And yeah, that's Defend Dragonia and the Dragonia NFT collection. We're having a Discord contest right now where we're giving away some whitelist spots. The whitelist mint is starting in about 1 hour, and then the public mint starts tomorrow. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the Dragonia demo, and yeah, I enjoyed all the projects on this stream so far.
Damn, guys, without fail, every demo day's got some alpha. I think this might even be the first game on Optimism, so you should definitely go check it out. I know I personally will go waste some Covenants, but again, not an endorsement, but I'm definitely going to. Anywho, Candid Wallet, are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Remember, if you have any questions, drop them in the thread. Thanks, guys. Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I'm on push to talk. So, hey everyone, this is Mark from Candid Wallet, and I'll show you what is Candid. So the problem we're trying to solve is that oftentimes we have our funds on one wallet, on one network, and we want to spend it on another. And the manual process of bridging assets can be quite cumbersome. So what if you can spend on any network using just your wallet? Meet Candid, cross rollup wallet for instant transactions. So I'll show you a demo right now. So I'll show you quickly how you can create a wallet. It's quite simple. All you have to do is just import a seed phrase or type in a new password to create a new one. And that's it. This is how you create a wallet. Make sure to save your seed phrase if you create a new one from settings. And if you type in your password, you can reveal your mnemonic phrase. So since I already have a wallet, I open a private window. I'll show you across transactions from my wallet. So I'll show you how you can spend ETH from Arbitrum, and we're about to demonstrate how you can get OP on Optimism without going through front-end bridge. So I'll go to Uniswap and connect Candide. We're using Wallet Connect. If you're on mobile, you can scan that QR code. But if you're on the desktop like me, you can just copy the URL. Hit connect, and Candide is going to ask you where do you want to transact on Uniswap. So since we want to get OP on Optimism network, we're just going to connect to Optimism. And notice one thing, our wallet is on Arbitrum. This is my ETH on Arbitrum, but I'm connected on Uniswap on Optimism, and we can still spend that ETH, get that OP on Optimism. So I'll spend about 0.01 ETH. That shouldn't show insufficient liquidity. Maybe it's not loading the pools on Uniswap, so I'll refresh. All right, so here we're gonna get 2 OP. I think we can get a little bit more. All right, that's better. So I'm gonna hit swap. And still notice, we just transacted on Optimism. And I'm gonna go back to Candide. And now, Candide is calculating the best route to move my ETH from Arbitrum to Optimism. And this is the transaction I'm about to send. It's using Hop protocol to move the funds. And it's also moving a little bit of gas fees to cover your transaction to buy that Uniswap transaction to buy your OP. So I just accepted moving my funds from Arbitrum to Optimism. And now the transaction, we can go and see it on Arbitrum. And it got executed. And all we're doing right now is waiting for the funds to arrive to Optimism. What's cool about Candide is that you can call any contract on any network. So right now we're supporting Optimism and Arbitrum, but you can also mint an NFT on Optimism like Dragonia from your funds on mainnet or any other network. You can also DCA on Mean Finance from your funds that you don't have on Optimism from another network, but you can also do it on Optimism. It usually takes about a minute or so for Hop to move your funds and to arrive on destination network. And it's quite fast, like you can see. So now the funds have arrived. And now Candide is asking me if I want to sign the Uniswap transaction and buy that OP. So I'm going to accept. And I just accepted. So let's see if the transaction got through. And ta-da! So I just got OP on Optimism from my ETH on Arbitrum. So that was Candide. I hope you liked it. We're still in alpha, so there's a few things that you need to do. So read the docs, go to our website. We just launched our Discord. I'll post it in the thread, so you'll be the first to join the Discord and give us feedback on our proposal. If you want to see Candide come to your reality. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a fascinating concept. That's really cool. We have a little bit of time, so I wanted to ask, like, what went into you like choosing which bridge to use?
We started with Hop protocol because we know that is a safe protocol and it's quite fast. It is a liquidity bridge, so someone is lending you assets on the other network so that you can spend it instantly. And using a fast bridge is what we thought is the best idea to start. Eventually, on the road, we want to use a bridge aggregator so that you can not only cross-transact ETH and the assets that supports it on Hub, but you can also transact any ERC20, and you can get the best codes while you're using any network.
Fascinating. Yeah, no, definitely. I think bridge aggregators have some issues in terms of like the security assumptions of aggregating bridges, but it's still a fascinating. Like, I really enjoyed that. That was very cool. I love to see some actual like that was innovative. I don't think I've seen an near instant cross chain wallet like that before. Very cool.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Absolute pleasure. All right. And last but definitely not least, we have Xtoken. Are you guys ready?
Yep, sure am. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me?
Hear you and I see you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us, and to everyone who joined. Super excited to be here. My name is Ben. I'm the growth lead from Xtoken. We're building Terminal, which is going to be a permissionless capital markets platform for Web3. And the first app that we have live is a Uniswag V3 liquidity mining application. And that's a lot of word salad right off the bat. So let's just break down what exactly this means. So we're built for other protocols, for specifically DeFi and NFT projects, really anyone with a token that wants to incentivize liquidity. And what we do is we help them launch liquidity mining incentives on Uniswag V3. The liquidity mining is sort of a battle-tested DeFi primitive. It's a way for projects to pay out token incentives to liquidity providers in a liquidity pool. And what this does is really helps to bootstrap liquidity, deepen the pool, ensure that they have, enough liquidity to swap without a bunch of, too much slippage. And why Uniswag V3? Uniswag V3 is the highest volume DEX on the ETH chain. It is has a number of really interesting step function improvements from the previous version. It's also the most capital efficient. So they just released a study last week that looked at Uniswag V3 versus V2 and found that similar positions, the capital efficiency was about 54% greater on V3. And it's also very, very complicated to deploy on. So most importantly, we built this app in a way that requires, no development projects, and it can be done in a few easy clicks. So that's really the key there. And I'm just going to quickly walk through why that's, so important. So you can certainly kind of do your own liquidity mining incentives program. It wasn't all that complicated on Uniswag V2, but V3 introduces, multiple layers of complexity. So if you're going to do it yourself, you're going to need to build your own smart contract. You're probably going to want to get that contract audited because it is, certainly an attack vector. You'll need to build some kind of a custom front end for your users to interact with. And you'll likely need some Uniswap expertise as well. So there are concepts with V3 like concentrated liquidity that you're going to need to be, pretty versed in to be able to deploy incentives properly. And we found that this costs, about 2 to 4 weeks of dev time at a minimum. Audits are certainly not cheap. And then, of course, there's risks of your contract, having some kind of error or exploit, even despite the audit. So one example I'll give here, and it's not a liquidity mining contract, it's actually an NFT minting contract, is have you heard of the NFT project Akutars? So Akutars is a super cool NFT brand. What they focus on is really brand, art, community, not necessarily building, DeFi primitive contracts. But they decided to develop their own mint contract. There was an issue with the get reward function that was critical, and they ended up locking all of their mint proceeds into the contract in a way that was irretrievable, which was about $40 million. So that's just one example of why, there are certain risks with doing these kind of things yourself, even if you are getting audits. So we built this program really for a lot of these reasons. And if you're deploying liquidity incentives with Terminal, all you need really is a Web3 wallet. We've built out those things on the left, the smart contract, the front end. We've set the configurable parameters. You can do it in less than 5 minutes. And in fact, we'll walk through on this presentation in about 2 minutes. There is a cost associated. So there's a one-time deployment fee and a small percentage of distributed rewards that are paid out through the platform. But we think it's, a pretty enticing deal. And as our first presenter mentioned, dev hours are really kind of like the most valuable resource in DeFi. So I'm just going to run through a quick demo. This app is live on ETH and 3 layer 2s, including Optimism. I'm just going to click through a couple slides just to cut down on transaction times. But what we're going to walk through is basically the full flow of a pool sponsor configuring and deploying a liquidity mining program. So here you can see our Discover tab with all the available pools. And if you'd like to, so again, this platform is permissionless, so anyone can go ahead and create a pool, in minutes. We do have Coven exposed on our website if you have some test ETH and you'd like to play around. So we'll create a new pool, and from there, it's really just a 3-step process. So step 1 is going to be determining the trading pair that we'd like to incentivize, as well as the fee tier. So in this example, we've selected XTK, that's the Xtoken governance token, and WEEP, and a fee tier of 0.3. So these are kind of the standard Uniswap V3 fee tiers, ranging from stabler trading pairs to more volatile assets. And we're going to go with 0.3, which is kind of the default. Step 2 is the price range. So this is where concentrated liquidity comes into play. We could certainly do, a full presentation on concentrated liquidity because it's a fascinating concept, but it's one of the primary reasons for going to Uniswap V3. And basically it allows your liquidity providers to put their dollars over a more capital efficient range. But it's not right for every pool. The tighter range that these 2 tokens trade in, the more likely you're able to take advantage of concentrated liquidity. So like for stable pairs or for liquid staking, it can be a really powerful option. So for this example, we're just going to go full range, which means kind of 0 to infinity, which is what Uniswap V2 did. And we'll put a really small deposit amount just to kind of initialize our position. And once we create the pool, we can add more liquidity. Step 3 is rewards program. So we can, we selected the token XTK. We built in the capability to do multi-token incentives. If you'd like to pay, say a little XTK, a little WEEF. There's also an optional vesting period if you'd like liquidity providers tokens to have a vesting schedule. So there's a quick token approval process and then deployment. And after a few seconds, you're done. So the pool has been deployed. There's a tiny bit of liquidity in there. The parameters are all set. From here, you can either, deposit more liquidity if you wish. Liquidity providers can also get in here and put their capital. And then the only thing left to do before this pool goes live and people start earning is topping up the rewards. So we've already told the contract that we want to pay out in XTK. We don't want to have a vesting period. Now we just need to pick 2 more parameters. So the rewards period, in this example, will pay out over a 4-week period. And we're going to pay out 10,000 XTK. So as soon as we click this initiate button, we're going to be paying out 10,000 XTK linearly over a 4-week period. And users who are providing liquidity will be earning those incentives based on their kind of, percentage of the total liquidity pool. So that's it for the quick demo. There is a lot more in store for Terminal. As I mentioned, we're building out sort of a capital markets platform, and really all of our applications are built to be, permissionless, trustless, and seamless. So we're going to have this UI that we're really investing a lot of time and energy into is going to be sort of a constant across all of our applications, and we want them all to require zero sort of dev time and just be super configurable and easy to deploy. So the next app that we have coming out just in a couple weeks is going to be Origination. And this is a way for projects to launch either token offerings or NFT mints with fully configurable parameters. So look forward to that. We have it on testnet, and it'll be live in the coming weeks. Appreciate all your time and attention. And if you'd like to get in touch, here's my contact info. I'll drop some of the Xtoken links into the Discord as well. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you and all of our fantastic presenters today. You guys absolutely nailed it. Yeah, and unless there's any pressing questions in chat, I think that might be it for this week. Reminded that we do this once every 2 weeks, so there's always something new to look at. Yeah, next week is the office hours. We also, a little bit of alpha for you guys, have a meme competition upcoming. So definitely stay around and check out the Optimism Twitter account for the official announcement. But that will be coming soon. And yeah, thanks for attending, everyone, and stay optimistic.